Welcome to Quick Bites. SimTheWorld here, making 5-star dishes in Cooking Simulator. Today, we're tackling the pork tenderloin with caramelized vegetables. Now, this recipe is one of the easier recipes that I've found, though there's a few tricks that I think can help make it, even easier. Plus, there's a couple things that aren't as clear as other recipes have been. So let's jump in. We're going to take a pork tenderloin, the whole thing, and we're going to season it with 6 grams of salt and black pepper, and then 4 grams of allspice and cumin. We'll bake that for 130 seconds and then slice it up into 25-gram pieces. So we're going to start by seasoning the pork tenderloin. We need 6 grams of salt and pepper. If you can probably already tell what we're going to do in order to cook this and make sure we get everything right. So get your seasonings on, and this is important to season it now before you slice it. Because this whole thing, the way it works is it's programmed to take a look and it sees this item has the right amount, but unlike the directions, which says to cook it and then slice it, since cutting up and getting the right portions is so difficult, my suggestion is to slice it before you cook it. And this way you can make sure you can get as close to 25-gram pieces as possible. It's hard to tell sometimes. Like, you see, I've got a lot of 30s, so I cut this terribly. Oh boy, did I cut this terribly. And this just goes to show that, practice cutting, practice figuring out what it takes to get the right size pieces, of course. Yeah, there's no easy way of doing this other than, oh, there's a 23-gram piece in there, so this does get expensive. But if you can master cutting the tenderloin, that's the way to do it. Of course, to save you guys the trouble, I already have the portions already cut up. And as you can see, each piece has 1 gram of salt and black pepper and less than 1 gram of cumin and allspice. So it does get dispersed. This is going to go on a baking tray to get cooked. Let's place everything on here. I make sure to shake this just a little bit. It makes sure that everything gets cooked evenly. Everything's flat on the pan-ish. So they're all floating there. That's kind of strange. But yes, this will go in the oven. If I can find where to place it. There we go. And 130 seconds. I usually set a stopwatch to time this. That's 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So back to the caramelized vegetables. This is where I found it wasn't as clear. Obviously, cutting up the vegetables, do that in your preparation phase. Have these set aside. I did want to mention with the carrot, you would think quartering a carrot, you'd split it in half and half. But I found that this little dinky piece counts so much of the carrot's mass. Yeah, this little tip, 16 grams. 22 grams, 14 grams, 18 grams. Oh, so we did get a perfect 18-gram piece there. So it's possible. It's a little difficult to do. But fry for 80 seconds. You might be thinking like me, the first time I tried this, we have a fryer. Let's heat up the oil. And if you're thinking this, you'd be incorrect. I did try this the first time and found that deep frying it was not the answer. It's not what they were looking for. In fact, they want you just to pan fry this for 80 seconds. So again, I'm going to spread these out, make sure they're flat, and then we're going to cook this all for 80 seconds. There we go. And I'll come back when this is taken care of. And we are at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. The pork tenderloin is completely finished. We're going to grab a plate and put this on. The vegetables, of course, are still caramelizing, but those should be finishing up momentarily. Go take a look how they're doing. Yeah, we're about yeah, 3/4 of the way through cooking them. So we'll let those finish. Now that they are caramelized, we'll cut the heat, make sure they don't burn. These will burn quick. Of course, if you have skill points and stuff unlocked, that will help you in kind of padding those scores. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to garnish with a twig of rosemary. We'll finish off this dish. See if we get our full 5 stars. And there you have it. By slicing up the meat first, you get the perfect portions, perfect technique, perfect temperature, everything's done. You get the full 5 stars. It's not a lot of points, but I thought this was helpful, especially with the unclear directions on frying versus putting it in a pan to heat up. Hopefully this helps you get around some of those issues and gets your full 5 stars. If you're struggling with any other dishes, be sure to put those down in the comments below, and we'll take a look at those in a future episode. Thanks for watching as I simulate my life one game at a time. If you enjoy this video, please be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the future action. You can follow on Twitter for updates of future games being played, as well as follow on Twitch, as I'll occasionally stream live. Thanks, and I'll see you next time at SimTheWorld.